Hello everyone. November the 15th. Saturn turns direct today, or has already a few hours ago, and there is full moon on its heel. We will look at this in a minute, but let's first have a little flashback. I want to say thank you, America. Very appreciated. You did break the dam. At some place it had to start. I said it years ago. The United States will be the first to really have a big breakthrough, as this is the new world. At least that's how we see it coming from Europe. That is the energy, the idea, it's a whole new adventure in a new direction. This is a young civilization, only 240 some years old. That's nothing for a big epoch. We are really just at the place where we are getting mature. And when I say we, I'm including myself, because as I say, the United States, yes, were founded by the Declaration of Independence on July the 4th, 1776, but this was a universal idea of implementing the basic human rights, making sure they never will be able to be erased, based on the principles of the French Revolution, which is brotherhood. Well, I can better say it in French. Fraternité, égalité, which is everybody is same, and liberté. Fraternité, égalité, liberté. The three basic principles that are necessary to have a good life. And that's what we will get the deeper we get into this new energy. So thank you so much, America. I learned a lot also astrologically. I was too, I wouldn't say pessimistic, but cautious. I knew that the breakthrough would come. I expected it to first go through a more difficult phase, and that finally by May 2025 everything would be as it should. That's probably still true on many levels, as we, even though that has a big boost in the collective, what happened on November the 5th. And what stands out, and what I only saw afterwards when I did a little more research, is the heliocentric chart is showing it. Gemini 1325, heliocentric Jupiter. You might remember this is the degree of the United States ascendant and descendant, actually. So here we have it, 1313. That's the chart I'm using, which was calculated, rectified by none less than Dane Rudyard. So this is a powerful chart for the United States. At some point I will give you more of an insight on this heliocentric chart as well. For now, just take note that this is the descendant, and that's where Jupiter was by maybe a day or two off. Was exactly on the 2nd of November. Anyway, there's a few more things. This was kind of standing out. I took the sunrise chart. Actually, I thought that would work, and indeed, for future references I should think of that. If we want to get the energy of a particular day in a particular location, and I chose Philadelphia again as the birthplace of this wonderful new direction humanity had chosen. And this sunrise chart, well, it definitely has a few little nuggets in it. Venus here at the bottom of the chart in Aquarius, really saying this will be an enjoyable day in this place. The third house, which is all about that idea of electing, of going out, giving your voice, telling the world what you think, Mercury in here, Pluto, Ceres and Venus. Venus most strongly here at the root of the chart, and that shows, yes, it's a pleasant experience overall. And then Mercury, by the way, was opposing the natal Mercury in the July 4, 1776 chart at 24 Cancer. However, this is the heliocentric. Heliocentric seems to be the universal law in a way. And then how it manifests on Earth and what exact form it takes, that's when we need to consult the geocentric, naturally, how we receive it. But the basic energy, the universal energy of the moment, is in the heliocentric. More and more I'm moving towards paying more attention to it. I do occasionally, I'm kind of always a bit jumping around, as you know, experimenting with many different techniques and ways to see what makes sense in this world. Also the beautiful trine here from Uranus, which means it's innovative what's going on. Uranus in the 7th house. Jupiter Mars here in conjunction. Yes, it's kind of a wide conjunction, but again also the 13 degrees which keep repeating, this Earth and the Sun naturally here in this heliocentric chart is just marked here in the 14th degree Jupiter. And you know the US chart, the New World chart has, let's just go back to it for a minute here. Here it is, the ascendant in the 14th degree, as well as the Sun in the 14th degree of Cancer, Earth in the 14th of Capricorn. So that 14th degree is receives multiple exact aspects. If we think of just including the natal Sun here in the 14th of Cancer, then you see a perfect symmetry between the Sun, the descendant, and Jupiter, which at the same time is the descendant in the Sibley and the US chart of we just looked at. So anyway, you see there's quite a few things here showing that this might be a really good experience overall. I will have a little more on that in my next recording, where I'm focusing on that if I get to it. Anyway, for now, let's just look at what is happening these days. So Saturn is turning direct today. Saturn is an important planet, it's the planet of structure. So for the last 5 months or so, Saturn was moving backwards from somewhere here in the early 20 degrees around back to the 13th degree in Pisces. Pisces is a difficult sign generally for Saturn. It's about coming to terms with many things which are pulling us back and which make life difficult. It's a kind of a confused territory, and naturally it's ruled by Neptune. But on the other side, also the positive is that when we really do use Saturn's advice and energy, we get to unravel mysteries and dig deep into what is not in its best place. This 13th degree of Pisces, let me first read you this, because this is this will be the foundation for how Saturn will express over the next 7 months. And really the forward movement of planets is when they express outwardly. So we will see this gradual implementation of a new rule and order and structure, and this, first of all, yes, it's again the 13th degree which we just looked at, so that again resonates also with the New World chart, the Sun at 13 degrees something is in a perfect trine with it. Again, that speaks that yes, there is a reformation of the United States, which is naturally already on its way. This is an ancient sword used in many battles is displayed in a museum. That is the Sabian symbol of this degree. Through the effectual use of our will, consecrated men can become symbols of courage for all those who follow in their footsteps. So this is exactly what's going on. We are actually advised by the universe right now to use our willpower. This will be a difficult push through to more clarity in a more wide way. You see, it's a really small number still of people who fully understand what's going on. Now with the new administration coming in and that team already working and very visibly explaining and showing what they're up to, so there's already this awakening going on steroids actually. It will get really intense after December the 4th, that's when the energy shifts between December 4th and the 8th. There's multiple shifts which I will get to later. But to start with, what will happen in these next 4 or 5 months is there's a huge awakening going on in the normal public. And that will create quite some tidal waves. Because it can't be prevented any longer. The dam was kind of holding quite tight with all the mainstream media and such in the same boat, and all the propaganda channels and voices, the ones who receive money naturally, who have the money to do something, to invest, to speak up and whatnot, show their opinions. That is now changing. The real voices are starting to surface. It is impossible for these secrets, for most people they are still, not to get into their field of mind. So this is really happening. In the Sabian symbol, it's the willpower. So it is necessary to use one's willpower and clearly state what one is basing one's principles on, what is important. And more people, as this accelerates, builds up, more and more people are doing the right thing. They're seeing it happening, and they're then thinking, oh yeah, maybe I should too. I guess it's now no more that dangerous to do that, and really become more bold overall. And this is building up fast from early December on, when Mars will go retrograde. That will be the big one in that window, but there's much more to it. December 6th, I guess Mars will go retrograde till February 23 or something. A very interesting phase of rebuilding. Now, Saturn is ahead of the game and giving the rules. I like to read you here a paragraph because it really resonates with the general energy. Willpower is the ultimate spiritual weapon, and its undeviating use is the certification of individual worth. Wherever found, this symbol emphasizes the imperative need to make use of the will in meeting the basic challenges of the inner life as well as outer adversaries, which is exactly what it is mostly about, but naturally also in the small in the individual setting and families, friends, and so if we there, that's the kind of the training ground, I would say, to start what's the word here? Expressing your opinions. That is the beginning, and then the more we gain the support from our friends and such, we are able to also do it in a more public way and in a more visible way in general. The individual must use the willpower, yet it is not really his own once he operates at the spiritual level. It is God who will operate through our minds, which focuses us and gives us the thrust. That's really the bottom line here. Now, I wouldn't speak so much about this chart if it not would show many other very powerful details. First of all, we have the cardinal cross. You see the cardinal signs here in Greenwich. First degree Aries, it's a new beginning. It's literally that way. And with those first degrees of cardinal, naturally this is just, we are opening the doors into a new era. Everything has to be redefined, re-evaluated. That is very clear, short before full moon. You see 20th degree moon here, and 24 will be the exact degree of the full moon in a few hours. So first of all, the moon and earth here in hexagram 23, which is collapse. Collapse is when something is taken down and being replaced by something new. It's a radical shift when the energies are in this hexagram. Now, this I actually want to read you a line or two here from the hexagram. Let's just go here. Where are we here? We are. I haven't gotten it ready. Which is the page? This is the one. Yeah. Here we go. So you see, it's 5 weak lines, 1 strong, and actually this is a very unstable structure. That is what the energies of this full moon. So really the caving in of many thought structures, perception, universes, whatever, many things are collapsing these days, in the next weeks I should say, in the next months, because naturally this chart here is good for 7 months basically. That's how long Saturn is moving forward. So with a full moon and the moon Uranus conjunction, actually the full moon will be within a degree of Uranus. So really you can feel it vibrating in the, it's starting to come to a boil within the collective. And it is important that we are holding the ground, those of us who are a little ahead of the game, so to say, and naturally also do what we are here to do, even more dedicated and clear. But most of all, it's about understanding that there might be people who are really not doing very well. Yes, there are many of those, and they need our support, our help. So let me see what else I have written down here. So let's look at the full moon chart now, just a few hours later. Again, for the Greenwich, for the global fractal, with Chiron right at the head of the chart. It's all about uncovering and diagnosing, and this will be allowing a natural healing to come in. It is literally, a good doctor is one who sees what is wrong, and then based on that clear understanding, the treatment is a given in a way. It's because when we know what we're dealing with, then we know what to do, and that is exactly the energy Chiron is about. It's not a pleasant process, not naturally, and Chiron has been really powerfully showing itself for the whole year already. Actually, this is the degree of the April 8 eclipse. Was that, I guess, 19 something? I might be a little bit off, but it was very close in this degree. So again, this links into this April eclipse, and eclipses, as you know, they are usually active in the background for a long time. I would say at least for half a year, up to a year for sure, but in the longer picture it's actually till the next eclipse of that family comes around, which is in 18 years. So there's really many layers of evolutionary shifts which are always in progress. It's like a wheel with many spokes, that's the idea. So here you have the moon and Uranus, you see, and this is Earth in the middle. And yes, let's read the Sabian symbol of this new moon. I found actually this one I haven't read yet. I looked up the sun's position there, but let's go to the moon for a moment. So the 25th degree of Taurus is a vast public park. The cultivation of natural energies for collective use and recreation. So it's something really which is meant for everyone to be benefited by. At this final stage of the sequence, the 5-degree sequence of symbols focusing on emotional, cultural values, in every sign the certain degrees are linked with emotional, cultural energies. It is the 20th to the 25th degree, 21st to 25th, as well as the 5th to the 10th in each sign, which are emotional, cultural. So it's a symbol which focuses on emotional, cultural values. We witness the positive and impressive results of man's collective endeavor to live in peace and to enjoy moments of relaxation. How fitting. That is exactly the goal, and that should be written on all of our shirts. We stand for peace. That is really the big breakthrough humanity has to come to, that war is no more going to be allowed, and any kind of collective crimes have to end. I want to read this sentence again. We witness the positive and impressive results of man's collective endeavor to live in peace and to enjoy moments of relaxation. The public park is designed and kept for the enjoyment for all the people of the city. Beautiful. Now, I want to pretty much leave it at that. There's a few things just coming the next few days, which I will talk about in my next video, which is Pluto entering Aquarius for good on the 19th. It's a very big one. and Pluto then will be in Aquarius for the next 24 years into 2043 or something. So this will be a fundamental big shift on the 19th of November coming, just 4 days away. Okay, I leave it at this. Again, thank you for tuning in and listening, and see you again. Thank you.